Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network. We're getting working on a little Sunday morning. I don't know what day it is when you found this. I bet it's someday during SEC Media Weeks or Media Week, which means college football is like here. We're already here. I mean, we're going to be playing real games before you can even know it. And that means we got real football to study. But leading up to the season, we are going and attacking film studies on some of these really, really high-end, top-of-the-line quarterbacks that are available in college football. Today, none more talented than this, cat that we're studying today, DJ Lagway. Here is my note today. Or honestly, let's start this way before we even get into notes. I think this is the most talented thrower in all of college football, okay? Now, is he the best quarterback in college football? No. I think going into the season, that's Lenora Sellers. We just released that study. However, from a can you make that throw? This dude can make all the throws and make them really, really well and like just tremendous wow throws left and right. Now, here's the note. There's not a more talented thrower of the football in college football. Also, few that are giving less in terms of layups. I don't think many quarterbacks would complete 70% of passes in this offense. This Florida offense is really, really tough on quarterbacks, all right? And it's not bad. I'm not saying it's a negative on the quarterback or the coordinator from Florida. However, every pass is 15, 20, 30, 40 yards down the field off play action. I got Kirby's job. Kirby's in the studio today. Kirby's job is to count the amount of layups that this guy is allowed. Like just, hey, here's a nice, easy completion for you off one step or just a rocker step or even at near or behind the line of scrimmage. And that is the kind of bar I want you to look at, Curb, okay? It's the Bo Nix stat, in other words. Bo Nix, if y'all don't remember here around the channel, led college football for what, like 2 years in completion percentage? And half of his passes were at, near, or behind the line of scrimmage. I think we're going to see, spoiler alert, I think we're going to see 2 of those today. We're going to chart 25 throws. We're going to see 2 of those. So all you stat guys that are like, oh, this guy doesn't complete a lot of his passes. Well, most of it's because the offense is tough. However, there's a lot for him to clean up as a young football player. We're going to see a couple catastrophic mistakes today that if he doesn't clean that up, if he doesn't become a more disciplined and honestly a more boring player of this position that is quarterback, he's just going to be another talented thrower. And there's been hundreds and thousands of dudes who could chuck it. We got to start playing the position a little bit better. However, this is fun. I really do think this is one of the more talented guys in all of the sport. I got a couple rules around here. If you want anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. If you wonder about your favorite football team at all, you must subscribe. And if you have any fun today, you must subscribe. Hey, let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, here we go, Curb. Normally my man Jay will have been in with me all off season, but my man Kirby in here today on the cameras and the ones and twos. Not gonna lie, no offense to the man Jay Will. Jay Will's a vibe up in here. But sometimes when I toss to the class, I'm like, ooh, where my ball knower at? I got my ball knower right here, so let's get after it right here. All right, play number 3. Now, this one isn't out of the pistol. A lot of their work is out of the pistol, but you're going to notice they're a bunchy team. They're going to bunch up quite often, and they're a bunchy in the box team. They're going to bunch in the box quite often as well. Everything that they do is predicated off their run game. All right, everything that they do, including their passing attack, everything's off play action. These first 7 reps that we're going to watch today, which are his first 7 pass attempts in this game, all off heavy play action. So everything about this offense is going to be off play action for the most part, except for the 1 or 2 layups that we're going to see. Even if it's that right there, that's heavy play action nowadays in college football, okay? And most of it comes off of, a lot of pressure, to be honest, all right? all these pockets he's in, they look pretty ugly, all right? But, however, here's most of their concepts. They're a big, almost very similar to Texas, Kirby, or a big post and deep over football team. A lot of scissors concepts. They're trying to leak tight ends. They're trying to leak guys back into zones that they've driven out and cleared out, okay? It's the whole offense off deep play action. Now, I would argue that they don't do it as quickly as Texas does. Their offense seems to be a lot longer in terms of the ball being in the belly of the back. Now, Florida fans watching this, they already know this about this cat, but if you have not watched DJ Lagway study or film before, you probably just noticed this is a really big dude. This dude is like I don't know what he's listed at, Kirby. Film and in-person eval tells me this guy's 6'3", 237 is what I would say he looks like when you see him in person, when you watch him on tape.
Listed at 6'3", 230.
I think he's a little heavier than the 230, okay? Isn't it funny how they're always whole numbers?
Yeah.
230, 235, 225. I'm like, buddy, I ain't never woke up, hit it on the dot that often in my life. Again, look at all the action pre-snap with this, man. Look at all the action he's got to work with pre-snap. They're trying to just suck so many defenders up with all this stuff. They do pretty often. Now, all right, a real theme in this study, Kirby, is going to be, and I might end up putting it on the wall, it's arm talent if it's accurate. It's arm talent if it's accurate. By the way, checkdowns are not a layup. I saw you mark over there. Checkdowns are not a layup. I'm talking about, hey, stylistically, the number one read in the progression was a nice, easy layup for our quarterback. This does not count. All right, the reason I'm talking about it's arm talent if it's accurate, you're going to see him do a lot of fun stuff today. A lot of, okay, here's my check now. Woo! I'm just going to flip it out there. Now, when we hit our weapons, when we hit them where we're supposed to, that's great arm talent. When we don't, we're not being disciplined. You know what I'm saying? We're not being we're not being boring enough. This is what I'm talking about. It's an example of this right here, right? Okay, we got our deep progression working again. Guess what? We're trying to work this concept again. We're trying to get one of these big, deep crossers working for our quarterback. We don't like it, right? Tulane's kind of got us covered. Corner right here on the bottom of the screen does a really, really good job of covering ground, getting deep. Also, conceptually talking right here, don't love this. We're midway probably to the top of our progression right now, and we got two Florida wide receivers standing in a relatively similar portion of the field, and guess what? They're the only two options in this read. But no, this is not a layup. These are our primary reads in our progression, and now we're going to check down to number 11 over here. But here's what I don't like necessarily. Watch what happens to our lower half when we get over to that. You see us kind of hopping into this curve. I don't love this. All right, and then when we get over there, we're leaning, and we kind of fall over and flick this one over here. Now, again, when we get it to our weapons and we're accurate, it's arm talent. It's, ooh, look how cool this is. But we also don't complete 70% of our passes, right? There are some balls that we're going to show you today that end up going to the other team or end up going into the turf because we're not just being boring. Man, when we're getting to our check down, by nature, we're being boring. Let's be boring in our mechanics over there. Let's be very sound and fundamental when we get over there. See him clicking off his reads, and then when we get over there, I think we've opened up maybe a little bit too far. When you watch it from the tight, it's not terrible, okay, but we are leaning a little bit there. It's arm talent when it's accurate. Right there, it's arm talent, okay? Look at all this deep play action, Kirby. Look at that. Another one, okay? We got an invert Tampa 2 coverage right here from Tulane. Now, I have a good, I think, sound criticism of this play right here from the quarterback. However, I want your opinion of it, Kirby. All right, the concept is we got this bender here and this out to the sideline right here, neither of which we really, really like. I don't necessarily love this one, especially at the top of our drop. We're getting pressure right here. Okay, I definitely don't necessarily love this one. The corner's doing, again, another good job of sinking here in cover 2. Okay, we got the safety sinking down in the middle. We got these two inverting, playing back deep halves. Now, my question to you, Kirby, is all of our concepts are either to our left or working left, okay? Do we fault him for escaping to the right? We talk about on this channel all the time how it's a dead man's territory to run to dead grass as a quarterback.
I would, just because, again, your routes are working that way, but pressure kind of dictated you to do that.
It did.
And you're on the wide side of the field going that way.
It did, but I do think, especially when we watch it from the tight, if we have any chance to compete here, it's to step up in this pocket that is clean right now. Just to step up in this pocket. Maybe this continues to progress. Maybe he fights down back to the sideline. Maybe this corner who's responsible for the flat right here actually drives in. You know what I'm saying? We also have a hot over here that's available to us. All I'm saying is if I were coaching young quarterbacks, the number one thing I would tell them is, hey, we have to have awareness of our concepts, where they're at, and where our dead grass is, okay? Because we're also not, like, we're a great athlete, but we're not like a 4-4 athlete. You know what I'm saying? We're a big, physical, smooth athlete, but I wouldn't necessarily call us like a twitchy runaway guy. I want you throwing the ball when we extend with our legs, and if the only way to do that is if we run to our concepts, not away from them. All right? Again, criticism. Resettle right here, bud. Resettle right here. Put your feet back in the ground. Rip this one. Rip that one. Do something, okay? We don't have a lot of options when we do this right here. The only option we have is what you're trying to do, which is to tell the tight end, hey, go make a play for me, but now we're just going to have to run out of bounds and chunk it. But again, man, I get 3 pass attempts in, and I'm like, all right, heavy play action, all the concepts, 15 to 20 yards downfield, off rip, I already know, 62% is going to be max. Like if you are 100% mechanically sound, you can be the most accurate quarterback in the world, throw it where you want. You're not going to complete 70% of balls in this one. Okay, this isn't pick and stick, half field read, like just air raid type of systems where guys get easy completions. Now they're trying to leak the tight end here. Look at this. We're going to bunch up again, get heavy play action, and they're trying to get the tight end running down the number 17 right here, not the tight end. This wide receiver, they're trying to get him leaked all the way down the sideline right here. Tulane doing a great job sniffing it all out. I think we do a much better job right here, Kirby, of getting to our check down nice and fundamentally. That's what it looks like. That's what he looks like when he's come to balanced and let it rip. Let it rip. Let's go to play 10. All right. So they are fresh off of a big run right here, okay? Number 13, Jaden Ball, just ripped one up, okay? So here's I understand why they're a heavy play action team because of what it does to these intermediate defenders, and it allows these guys to kind of pick on one of these zones. So what they got going here is they got to clear out from that inside slot receiver, and they are running this big boy dig. All right, they don't run little man digs. They don't run benders. They run big boy digs, 15 round to 20, basically right here. So they're taking big chunk plays every time they throw it when they get the guy that they want to complete it to. And you'll see why I think this guy is the most talented quarterback and talented thrower in college football. There is no easier flick in college football than what DJ Lagway's got attached to his right shoulder. This is what we call easy juice on this network, okay? It's just an easy flick. That's a 25-yard throw right there, guys, that he is just making look like pitch and catch in the backyard. You see the immediate life off the fingertips, Kirby?
Mm-hmm.
I like that we put our eyes on that safety right there. Is he indeed running with our clear-out route, right? Is he indeed being stressed? He is. We're good. Let's lock on our dig right now. Poof, rip that sucker. All right, we are 7 passes in. 7 passes in. And here's the first look. Every other quarterback in college football gets 12 of these a day. 12 of these a day. We're going to see 2 today, I think. Okay? And I got them counting to make sure. This is the first one where it's like down set hut. This is the only guy you're throwing to. He's behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to go pick up. It looks like he should damn near score right here, right, Curb?
Yep.
I mean, that's a great-looking play. We got numbers. All you got to do is your job as the ball carrier, which is to take care of +1, Don't know if you can see that over there. It's your job as a ball carrier to take care of +1. What do you think we're going to do, Kirby? We're going to fall down on the turf out there. All right, but nonetheless, first real, here you go, son. We're going to make it easy for you, freshman. First, 6th, 7th, 8th start of the year. Probably playing hurt. Internet telling me you're going to play hurt. That's what the comments going to be talking about. Can't believe we're studying Tulane. He was hurt. Maybe we'll get some can't believe he's studying Tulane anyways. All right, so we know what they're playing a lot of zone. We're back-to-back layups right here, Kirby, after 7 reps of making it really, really tough. We're going to give you back-to-back layups. We know they're playing zone. Let's confirm they're playing zone by motioning to empty with the running back, okay? If we motion to empty and one of these linebackers goes chasing out there, following him, that's man-to-man coverage. If the entire coverage unit slides out and bumps their alignment with the running back, we know they're playing zone coverage. So now we got this square in over here. We really, really like it as long as we take our eyes and occupy this linebacker, right? So when we take our one step, hey, let's make sure he doesn't jet out. If he doesn't, we like that square in right now. Watch this from Lagway, okay? This is what we call rocker step footwork, okay? We're not even going to take a drop. We're going to take a nice rocker step, and we're going to throw this square in because, again, we know we've got zone coverage. We're going to catch that corner in what we call catch technique. Right here, he's kind of on his heels. I'm not going to say flat-footed, but he's not on his toes playing aggressive downhill. All right, he's kind of waiting and reacting to what that wide receiver in front of him is doing. Second layup. We got 2 of them in a row. So we are 2 layups in 8 passes. Nowadays in college football, I'm going to say most quarterbacks get about 35 to 40% of their work that way. The air raid offense is 50-50. Agree?
I would even say the field position is dictating how many layups he's getting too.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to take many shots when you're 25 out.
No. All right. Let's go to play 15. All right. Now, I see a guy who, we're going to study 25 passes today, and I think we're going to see 2 or 3 where it's like, buddy, that ball's inaccurate because of you. But most of this stuff, I think he throws it where he wants to throw it. You know what I mean? Like, inaccurate quarterbacks don't really make that throw. Not consistently, and he does. The problems with him are the combination of, and I got it in the notes right here, I'm waiting on a wow throw. All right, he makes a lot of those, but he also makes a, what are you doing? You're going to see several of those here in a second. Go to play 17. I just don't. Every pass play is just so, it's like they're trying to trick the defense to throw the ball sometimes. Like literally here they are. They're trying to trick the defense. I don't know what happened here. This is a terrible miss. From a guy whose early season highlights of this kid throwing deep balls were elite. They look like layups for him. I don't know what happened here. Maybe on the flea flicker, Kirby, we didn't get the laces right. But look at the pause at the top of this. Look how bad we missed this ball. The ball's right here. I don't know what happened. It's almost like they want to be like the St. Louis Rams or the St. Louis Rams, the LA Rams. They're like real heavy play action based, deep crossers, benders, basically everything Cooper Kupp did and Puka Nacua do. This year they got the dudes to do that. I think they're going to be a lot more explosive and have a lot more wide open runners in this offense this year for these guys. I think this is a young player's mistake. This is the first catastrophic, and look, I think it's 3rd and 6. Yeah, it's 3rd and 6 right here. Down distance formation personnel. So look, I do not mind you being competitive, but we cannot be recklessly competitive, especially back here in our own end. 2 places where we can't be. Right here, we're going to be on high alert and more protective. Okay, in the inverse, when we get in the green zone, the red zone, hey, we can be aggressive, but we can't turn the ball over. We can't sacrifice points when points are at a premium. Right here, we can't do this. I'm gonna get this guy into a pause frame, and you're gonna see a moment of like where no good things rarely ever happen. At the moment, I'm gonna pause this tape. Okay, watch this from the tight. We can't do this. Again, I think I said it at the top. So I think DJ knows he's one of the more talented throwers in football. Because when does good things ever happen in this body position as a quarterback? Feet are parallel to the line of scrimmage, and we're gonna throw a 15-yard route right now? No. When our feet are parallel and we look like a point guard, we need to be checking the ball down immediately. Swing it to your left, swing it to your right. We don't need to be throwing that football. Again, just a young, competitive person's mistake. I like being competitive. I like that you have tremendous amounts of arm talent. I want you to be really, really boring. If we have 35 dropbacks today, DJ, I want you to be boring 20 of them. And then 4 or 5 of them, I want you to step in the gas a little bit. And 6 or 7 of them, I want you to play free and play like you did in high school where you were God's gift to football. I want you to have that confidence on 6 or 7 plays when we need them. But I need you to start recognizing where those moments in the football game are. Here comes the side note. It just says 24 and 13 are elite ball carriers. I understand their approach. Now, I know 13 is Jaden Ball. Kirby, will you help me out? Who's 24?
That's Jacoby Jackson.
Jacoby Jackson. Okay. I honestly, wholeheartedly believe this might be the best tandem of running backs in the SEC. These dudes are not only massive humans, they are the sole focus of the offense. The whole offense is predicated off of this, okay, and their ability to do things like this. Jaden Ball last year as a freshman, I thought was like one of the toughest tackles in the conference. And like I said, first year really playing. But they have, as you flip through these Florida clips looking for Lagway tape, the first thing you notice is, shit, 24 and 13. They can get after it. That jump cut right there on the +1 defender, yank, that's impressive. See what they do? That's the safety rolling down into the box. That's what they do. So this is a couple of plays right here to understand why Florida's doing what they're doing offensively. When you run the ball like that, you force obvious cover 3 shells, right? Where we got this guy. And this corner over here has really been biting down. Anytime we run across the field, he's been playing basically Meg. Like if he goes across, we're taking with him, okay? So when he goes to run, that corner's been biting down. So what they're going to do here is work him on a double move and run to that extra grass over there that we've occupied now because we've pulled the safety into the box. Do we see what all that play action momentum does to our core or to our defense? And then we rip again. Another 20-yard throw. Now, this ball's thrown high. It elevates on us. I don't necessarily know why. But, again, man, like 0 layups, hardly ever. I love the base. I love the freeze frames on this cat, okay? I do think we're a little toey. I think we could settle down just a tad bit, play more through our heels. You see that curve? We're a little bit on our front toe as well. I think we could pull a little more ground force right there. However, that freeze frame of that shot right there, we got our left hand tight to our chest, and we're in a perfect 90-degree layback right there. That's as good as it gets through the strike zone right there. When you see good arm action like that, Curb, I know he's going to be able to not only throw it really, really well, but he's going to be able to change trajectory really, really well. All right. Now, from the wide right here, I'm sitting here going, hey, I know what we got. Again, we're trying to take this guy and run him through these zones, take that guy out of the equation, and then run this dig up behind it. I know what we're doing. My question is, do we criticize the quarterback or do we say, man, like the pocket's now collapsing. We see this defensive tackle coming free. We're already parallel to the line of scrimmage, so the idea of us throwing this dig is now thrown out the window completely. Kirby, do we want this young quarterback to have the discipline to stand in there a hair longer and throw that dig? Because it is going to open.
Eventually, yes. But, I mean, you've got wide open grass on that flare outside.
You do.
So.
And he's going to get to it, I believe. I think we're going to scramble and flip that one out right there like a freak, okay? Arm talent, great, okay? Awesome, we got to it. Now, I watched that from the wide. I'm like, ooh, man, a super freak probably going to stand in there and then watch this from the tight, and you're like, oh, never mind, I'm an idiot. This is what I put this in here, and I talk myself through these things on air. So I tell you folks, when you're watching TV copies sometimes, like, buddy, I understand what you're doing. You couldn't throw that dig even if you wanted to. Those guys are going to knock that ball down. Now I get it because I finally saw the wide copy. You know what I'm saying? Or the tight copy. Again, hey, arm talent when it's accurate. Arm talent when it's accurate and the play gets made. Crazy decision. What do you do and put it in your pocket when we throw it to the other team? Another example of arm talent. This play right here is special. Watch him flick this back left, Kirby. Now, he can run. Now, we got a, it ain't even a hold. It's a tackle from the left tackle right here. He can run, but this is an extend to throw guy. I want all his eyes and all his thoughts when he's outside of the pocket of how do I murder this team with my arm right now. Let's take a nice long look at this tackle from the left tackle. Yeah, big one. All right, but yeah, you'll see the throw right here. This is impressive. Big mitts on this cat, no doubt. Big mitts on this cat. Hey, third layup of the study. Third layup. We get a tunnel screen right here. First screen of the game. We're 27 snaps in. 27 snaps in, and I think we're about 15, 20 clips in. We've had 3 layups. All right, our first oh my throw of the film study right here. This is nuts. I think we throw this one with a defender in our face. Let's see here. We're coming back to this this deep hook right here behind this defender. Look how early we throw that, Kirby. First and foremost, we're working left. We don't like it. At the top of our drop, we're already clicked off one hitch. Ball's already out right here. We see this? Ball's out. We're not even out of our break yet. So I do see it, man. I see moments in time on film where this guy's playing heavy on time and making big anticipatory throws. Wait till you see this one from the tight and how he had to throw this 20-yard route right here, 20-yard concept. We got, I think it's 92 in our face right here. Again, the freeze frames on this cat, man. That's beautiful. That ball is ripped. Let's watch it full speed. Best throw motion in college football that we've studied the last couple weeks.
Definitely up there.
I put him and Nuss in that conversation. Nuss has got a really, really smooth stroke. Nuss doesn't have this much horsepower, though. You know who had a pretty one?
Klubnik?
Nah. Klubnik is cool. But I'm talking about gorgeous Stetson. Stetson and Lagway, I think, are the two that, at least me personally, those are my 2 favorite throwing motions. Those guys cut it loose. Big top chunk play right here. Big off play action again. I like this sail right here. Are we ripping this sail? I think we're ripping this sail. Woof! Look at that. Again, man. Hey, he only completes 45% of his passes against SEC competition. That's a hard throw. That wide receiver is both running away from us and has a defender underneath him. And, oh, by the way, I'm back here on the, 32? Ball on the right hash. I'm throwing it to the far sideline 25 yards away from me. It's a 40-yard throw? 45-yard throw running away from me? Come on, man. Guys, there are legitimate, dead ass, I'm serious. There are NFL organizations that run concepts like this that have to eliminate half of the talent pool because they know the guys can't make throws like that. They're just not consistently, not without the ball fluttering on them in the winter or without the ball fluttering on them, period, in general, and balls getting undercut. These are really, really tough throws. Let's watch him rip it again. Play action, again, turning back to the defense, getting set up, and ripping. Now, this is the other thing that it blows my mind, because when you go see Florida in person, the first thing you notice is how massive the whole entire roster is. Every year I see them, I'm like, my God. And I see SEC rosters all the time. They feel bigger to me than LSU every time I see LSU. They feel bigger to me than Tennessee every time I see Tennessee. They feel as big as Georgia and as big as Alabama every single time. Now, that being said, I see this stuff on tape all the time. Look at number 12. No offense, he's Kirby's size. Watch number 12 right here. I see this on tape every year when I watch Florida, and it blows my mind because they really can run the ball. They can get downhill, but in pass protection, they get done up like that often. They get done up like this often. And look, all this is, I don't even want to call his number out. All this is I didn't pay attention in the blitz pickup study. I really didn't. Because they're throwing a stun at me right now, and they're trying to draw my eyes away from my responsibility. I'm going to peek left, and as soon as I peek left, they're going to stick me in my chin strap right here, and I'm going to go rolling on my back. Doof. Now, this is we're here to study Lagway, so this is what I love about him. This is the hot right here. This is the built-in hot. If we get pressure, all we have is what we call the abort go, right? We're going to abort the play and get to the go right now, right? That's all we have. So I like the decision. I even like, for the most part, the ball. I don't think it's a terrible location considering what we got in front of us. That's a get it out. We're just trying to protect ourselves for the next snap, okay? But it's every year. Every year I turn on, and it has nothing to do with physical talent. They recruit the right dudes. I do. I think they got good-looking bodies every year when I go see them and watch them play. Half of it's eyes not being right. Again, it's arm talent when we do it right, right? We talk on this network, and this is a stolen Kirby Smartism for you Florida fans, so here comes he's just a Georgia homer. This dude steps up through the smoke quite often. He is not afraid to do that. And that's where the big plays are made, right? When we go through that pocket, not around that pocket, when we step up through that thing, every kid's throwing that ball. Very few are throwing that one. And he throws that one. Let's watch it from the tight. You'll see how easy of a flick this is. Just very few football players on this channel, I think, making this throw. At least that we have seen. Consistently being willing to do something like this. This is my major criticism. I mean, good Lord. You know what I mean? It's my major criticism about Carson Beck, who we watched for 2 years on this network. I think Carson is the best processor at the quarterback position in college that we have watched, from a sense of he's going to go to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and by the time he gets to either one of those targets, if they're open in the progression, his feet and his platform and his mechanics are going to be ready to throw the football, right? He reads it clean. However, if anything breaks down around him, I don't trust his playmaking and explosive ability down the field. This guy hunts with his eyes downfield and makes those plays consistently. That is an insane throw right there. All right, let's go watch 38 now. It's the second. What are you doing? Ball in our own 20 or in our own red zone last time. We make hey man, put it in your pocket. Don't do that. And then here in the red zone of ourselves, we're about to score 7 points. We do this. We cannot do this. This is another young player. I know I'm great. I know I got a lot of arm talent. We know you do too. I want you to do all those things. But when we're down, don't do that. When we're down here, man, we cannot do this. If we're rolling right, everything left in the red zone, put it in your pocket, man. Put it in your pocket. I mean, chucked it right to him, Kirby.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking there.
Maybe he blended in with the end zone.
Little Boise State, maybe?
Yeah, little Boise State. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. All right, last play, because I do think it's about really three quarters of it's the system, a lot of deep passing concepts, so the accuracy and the completion percentage is never going to be great. But some of it's on him too. Okay, some of it's on him too, because I do think we have a real inability, because I think we're young and we're energetic and we know we're really talented. I think we have an inability right now to play boring. And quarterback sometimes is about playing boring. When we're being forced to check the ball down, when we're being forced to take underneath concepts, when we're being forced to click through our progressions, we got to be boring doing it, okay? I can't remember. Let me look at the notes. Oh, yeah. Come on, dude. Why are we just jumping to the side and flipping this ball out? You see what I'm saying? First of all, it's there early in the progression, right? We're calling this as a spacing route, 3rd and 10 right here. Actually, it's 3rd and 10, so I get what we're doing. We're trying to work this deep portion of the progression. Let me shut up right quick. What I'm really here to criticize is that right there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to throw balls like that. Watch it from the tight. He's going to say, but coach, I had pressure. The right tackle got beat. Buddy, when you stepped up in the pocket, you were clean. Bring your feet over to your target now and be disciplined and throw this football accurately. You want to push back?
No, I'm just saying that's a baseball throw right there.
Yeah. Come on. Just because we can do this stuff, and I know he can, just because we can don't mean we always have to. Now we're putting a ball in the dirt on 3rd and 9, and we're punting the football. All right. Do you agree with me that's the most talented thrower in college football?
Easily top 3.
I mean, my God. All right, so can do all of this stuff in the world. We just gotta clean up the catastrophic mistakes. We can't make any more of them moving forward. I think they're going to have to score a lot of points this year, and I think they will. All right, off his back, he's tremendous. But a lot of area for growth right there for him. Excited to see him do it. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye.